All right.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. My name's Liz Goring, and I'm here today with Amy Todd, and we're going to address something that's super important to our health and our bodies, and it's gonna blow your mind because a lot of people don't realize what a toxic world we live in. A little background on myself is about 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease, which had me debilitated in health wise for over, we think, 18 years. So a crazy journey that kind of has led me to where I am today with helping and sharing and helping others with their health. And, when I was diagnosed, I literally had so many different things going on in my body, a lot of fatigue, energy, anxiety. There was lots of things that I needed to address, but a major thing that doctors and naturopaths and people shared with me was this whole learning about detoxifying your body. And that meant cleaning up product load, cleaners, like things in my lifestyle, things we eat. And so we're here today to share a little bit more about that and why it's so important for your body to heal and for you to feel your best. So Amy and I were actually introduced to each other when I was going through some of the Lyme stuff that we were dealing with. And I say we because the crazy enough thing is that I ended up transferring Lyme to all three of my kids in utero. So since the birth of all of them, just a journey that if you ever want to touch base, I'm happy to share. But not only myself needed to get into a place of health, but I also need to help get my kids to the state. And Amy always inspired me. She's just so knowledgeable, and she had a daughter. She has a daughter who went through this similar path. So she might not even know, but she definitely made such a huge difference in being the moms that some of us are. That support is so awesome. So I appreciate you, Amy, and I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Amy and why she's here with us today. She's very passionate about holistic natural health. And since college, she's been studying it for years. She, like I said, her daughter also dealt with some mysterious issues with her health, and she did as well. So they sought out um, medical direction other than just from their typical Western MDs to try to find an issue. And that's when she found functional medicine, and the doctor helped Amy and her daughter get into a better state of health, put the pieces together on their wellness. And she's grown for her passion and knowledge and has improved her health ever since. She started out as a certified natural health practitioner, then became a board certified naturopath 4 years ago. She is a digestive health practitioner, then became a board certified naturopath. Oh, I just said that. Sorry. I'm kind of looking at some of my notes, Amy. Sorry.
That's fine.
She's got a lot of accolades, which is good. That's why we got her here.
Yeah.
So she's a digestive health professional with the Food Enzyme Institute. Sorry about that. And you said acute detox specialist with the National Acupuncture Detox Association. And she's also a Psych K facilitator. Which we've had some experience with that personally. It's an amazing healing source. Her passions are digestion, detoxification, and working on mindset with emotions and belief balancing, putting it all together for the greatest impact on health and wellness. So her business is Roots to Wellness and can be found at rootstowellnessgr.com. And I'll make sure to put some of the information so you can contact her if you'd like to learn more.
Thanks,
So
Liz.
welcome.
Yeah.
Let's dive deep into kind of, why is detoxing so important for us?
Well, we are living in such a toxic world. Like I never really even considered it until I was delving into my own health issues. And when I got help from this functional medicine doctor, the same doctor where we met, put it all together where your toxins are building up and they're all medical conditions are related to toxins somehow. So they build up in the body and you can't really, naturally get rid of them because they're linking up to places in the body where vitamins and nutrients are supposed to go into the little binding sites, and we can't get rid of them because there they are. And then we don't have good, our nutrition doesn't get stored, and we just start losing health because we have toxins building up and causing havoc on our bodies. So it's super important, and we need to get rid of them any way we can. So
So when you
Yeah.
talk about this overload of toxins in the body, like what happens? What
Well,
happens from the toxic overload?
okay, you start to get symptoms, headaches, chronic fatigue, chronic allergies, illnesses, depression, just frequent colds, simple things, which people like for me, would be chronic sinus, runny nose all the time, which doesn't happen anymore. Sometimes I can feel it coming on if I get too much sugar and too much junk food. Um, but so you start to get certain symptoms building up, and it's because of the toxins. And then once you get back on track, start to use some supplements and things to cleanse, some of these symptoms will go away. But if we don't, we start to overload our bodies and our immune systems and our organs, and they can't handle all the toxins. So we need to get rid of them. And like I said, these toxins bind to receptor sites, and they are similar to the toxins have similar chemical structures as some of our vitamins, minerals, enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, and they get caught trying to fit into where they're not supposed to go, where all of our hormones, neurotransmitters, enzymes like that get caught up, and then your body is not functioning properly. So that's why we need to get rid of them.
Absolutely. I know I just came off of a 5-day sugar detox with a bunch
Yeah,
of
good for you.
other participants. And, there's such a difference just from sugar alone. I know there's lots of ways to detox, including things that we're going to talk about, but, my energy, day 1 and 2, it was tough because I could definitely feel there's a cleansing effect going on, but by the end of the week, in 5 days, I'm trying to keep going as much as I can, but it's just amazing. Even the hidden sugars that are in a lot of our things that can cause kind of that fatigued feeling and energy and mental clarity. So it is. And when you start to detox and kind of clean up different areas of your life, I mean, I guess you don't really realize how bad you feel until you kind of go through that process.
Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate it, especially for our immune systems. Our immune systems are super, obviously one of the most important things that we all have.
Yeah.
So where do toxins come from?
They come from everywhere. The air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink. So basically, any chemical that you can smell, like air fresheners, terrible toxins. Chemicals that you clean your bathroom with, terrible toxins. If you can smell that acrid, it smells good, that Windex, but that's ammonia. That is a toxin.
I know that's the one thing with me when I realized like the good smelling candles and like perfume that I was wearing, just things, when you don't know any different, you don't realize, the word fragrance, if you see it on an ingredients, it could be over like 200 different chemicals that are joined together, and they're not required. There's not a
laundry detergents, fabric softener. Like I'll walk outside just to get to mail, and I can smell my neighbor's air freshener or fabric softener in the air, and I'm like, oh, that's so toxic.
I know.
So that, and there's all sorts of additives in the foods, pesticides in the foods. Gluten is a big pesticide contributor. The water we drink has tons of toxins, especially where we live, like Rockford, Michigan, and Northeast Grand Rapids, Michigan has a ton of toxins in their water from the 70s when they didn't know better, and they were just putting polluted things to bury it under the soil, and then it got into our water supply. So it's a toxic world we live in. We're living in a toxic soup. So anything we can do to get rid of what we can smell, what's in our food, and filtering our water is really number one.
Well, and absolutely. And I know that you kind of talked about some of the household stuff, when we were kind of going through our cleanup and trying to, help our bodies heal, like a lot of the beauty and skincare products, I think that's a huge thing. I have 3 girls, and those are a lot of hormone disruptors and different things in there that can actually, cause a lot of things. And so I think knowledge is power, and it's like learning about these different things and learning about what we're applying to our skin or spraying in our air or cleaning with. Those are all simple things I think, like you're saying, that we can do something about.
Hairspray, anything that you're breathing in that you use on a daily basis that you don't, I'm just gonna do a little spritz. Those are toxins that your body has to process and get rid of, And that's when things get interfered with the immune system, and then we can't fight off internal toxins that start to take hold. And we have yeast, an overgrowth of yeast, overgrowth of bacteria, viruses like the virus that we're seeing now, so prevalent going on, and different bacteria, those get overloaded, and those in turn create their own toxic waste as well. So we have to worry about that. And I can't tell you which comes first. Is it an infection, or is it the toxins? But likely it's probably the toxins creating a poor immune system.
Interesting.
But, yeah. So I have an analogy. Do you remember that video? Have you seen that video of Lucille Ball, and she's got that conveyor belt of chocolates, and then she can't keep up with separating them, so she like starts shoving them in her mouth? Well, yes. I kind of picture that with this, like, how can I explain what the immune system is doing? It's like, let's say there's a conveyor belt of Legos, because like we've all had Legos, and just if we need to separate out red Legos, which are toxins in the foods we eat, white Legos are toxins from the air you breathe, blue Legos are the virus that's going around. Well, if we keep getting more red toxins and more white toxins from the food and the air and things we're putting in our body, our immune system has to sort out every single one of those and identify whether this is good or not. So if we have a virus come in, our immune system can't keep up with sorting that out. So some things are going to slide by for the next time, but once that next time comes around, that virus might be replicating, and now you have multiple viruses, virus molecules going on. So we have to be really careful on how much toxins we have in our body, because our immune system has to sort it all out. So that's kind of a big thing right now. So I really recommend is lessening our toxin load by the food supply, toxins in our home, simple things like that, but also eating less often, or a little amounts more often, because then our body can take that in. It's less to sort out all at once, and then our bodies can kind of reset and restore. And then instead of eating a whole bunch and having the immune system have to just chug through a whole bunch of toxins, like especially if you went out to eat in a restaurant, that's about higher likely amount of toxins. And if you eat a lot, it's just a longer time for the immune system to sort that out. But if you eat a little bit at a time, good organic food, your immune system should be able to keep up with the load that it's given.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's lots of different things I know that we can do to make us more aware of what we're doing as far as toxic load. Mm-hmm. So what would you suggest are some easy steps for people to use if they're looking to decrease their toxic load? Because I remember being where I was 5 years ago, and it was so overwhelming. And in fact, I can remember being at the practitioner's office, and I had a book there, and I still have the book, but I remember reading it because it was about basically our toxic world and what to do if you're trying to heal. And like Amy said, my immune system was super suppressed. I had lots of issues going on, lots of different bacteria and things going on. So it was overwhelming, and I know doing one thing at a time, and I can remember you telling me, like, just do what you can easily do first.
Right.
What are some great options?
I would say start with your external supply, like cleaning supplies. Ditch the Clorox, ditch the, I don't know, it's been so long since I've used that, but like the Windex, 409, all that stuff, get rid of it. And I just clean with vinegar, lemon juice, lemon essential oil, and baking soda. It's amazing. It does all the same thing as like Clorox, bleach, or whatever. Comet.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
and there's so many different recipes and concoctions that you can find, today on the internet or on the web, whatever. But that's a good option. What about the EWG? Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, the Environmental Working Group is an awesome website where you can type in any cleaning product. I use it a lot for cosmetics because they can be super sneaky with different chemicals. So Environmental Working Group is the website, and you just type in what product you have or what product you're thinking about, and it will type up, is it in a level 1 through 10? And so it'll give you a good description of what the toxin is, what it can cause. Like you said, hormonal disruption. There's, estrogen disruptors, and that will tell you that. So that's a really, really great resource. I love using that, especially for cosmetics, because cosmetic companies put a lot of different sneaky little things in there, and it changes from time to time. So you have to check it quite frequently. And those products, they update those products quite a bit. And
it's a great app too.
yeah, phthalates are a big preservative that is in a lot of things, and phthalates have been in breast cancer tissue. So that is one big one that you need to watch out for, phthalates.
That's definitely a good.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different things I know. When it comes to eating like organically, isn't there like a dirty dozen or something that like kind of keep in mind? Because I know that some vegetables, like on the spectrum for as far as like if you get it organically or not, are safer than others.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing to keep in mind too.
Yeah.
What about things we drink?
Yes. Let's just talk about alcohol. We know alcohol affects the liver, and all the food colorings that go into drinks, different types of sugar additives, whether it's sugar or not, like let's say it's aspartame. Aspartame is a very toxic substance. So I hate to see all those monster drinks and things like that. Those all are just straight up toxic drinks. And so I recommend just drinking water and adding lemon or adding some sort of, cucumber, something like that. I have my water right here.
Infuse it. Yeah. I go through 2 of these a day. So always by hand. And that's good for flushing out the toxins too.
Yeah. Flushing out the toxins, keeping those toxins out of the bladder. People get cystitis if they have, the bladder spasms. Because if you don't relieve your bladder, those toxins, all of our waste, the way we eliminate waste is just the way of your body eliminating toxins. And if we don't eliminate that, it just sits, and then it wreaks havoc on the tissue of your bladder or the tissue of your bowels. And then you have this, then you'll have symptoms, and then you'll wonder why, like, what's going on. Yeah. So if you can just get those toxins cleared out with a lot of water, a lot of good organic food, cleaning that out, you'll be in good shape.
Good. Yeah, I agree. And moving your body, I'm a personal trainer too. And I know the importance of like detoxification can play when you just sweat.
Absolutely.
So moving your body, sleep.
Yes. Sleep is like sleep is like the biggest time where your body goes into natural detoxification to remove toxins from the organs. And so getting a really good night's sleep, I recommend, they say like your best sleep is all the sleep before midnight. So
really,
try not to go to bed at 11. And
I'm a night owl. That's not good.
Yeah. So sleeping, they say the best hours are between 9 and midnight for your body.
I got some work to do in that department. Although I am sleeping pretty good. It's just, I think that I maybe need to try to get to bed earlier. So that's good to know. I guess I didn't even realize that was when a lot of your detoxification was going on.
Yeah. I see people who are like, oh, I wake up between 1 and 3. Well, in the Chinese medicine, that's like liver time. So your liver is activated during that time, either in doing its thing, detoxing. And sometimes people wake up during that time if they have toxic liver congestion. So it's really
good to know.
Yeah.
Well, this has been super informative. Are there any other lasting thoughts or things that you would like to add in before we kind of close this out?
Yeah, just like I hear people say, like, don't my organs detoxify naturally, like when we sleep? They actually do, but when our gut health isn't perfect, our detoxification systems aren't working. We have vitamins that we need. We need B6, we need methylated vitamins. And those are all made in the gut. And if our gut's not working properly, our detoxification system's not going to work properly either. So it kind of all goes together. But detoxification, just getting rid of some of the toxins in the food we eat and the things we use around the house, it's a great start. And then just going from there. And I recommend working with a person like me. I've been a naturopath for 4 years, and just somebody who can help you get those added nutrients in and get the toxins out and do it in a way that you're not going to feel worse before you get better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about, the importance of detoxification and just, our the toxic world we live in. It's primarily too why a lot of us, are choosing cleaner products now and working with people to help guide them in directions. So I'm happy to know you. I'm happy for your knowledge, and we hope that you got some value out of this today. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post below, and we will definitely get back to you. Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.